Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening depending on your time zone. In this video, we are going to build our very first custom MCP server using Salesforce Headless 360. We'll create a real-world use case from scratch and connect it with ChatGPT so you can see how AI can securely interact with Salesforce via your own custom tools. So the use case is, imagine you're a sales executive. Every morning you spend 5-10 minutes trying to find the most important task in Salesforce. You log in, navigate to multiple tabs, list views, apply filters, and finally figure out what needs your attention. What if you want that you can simply ask ChatGPT something like, give me an overview of all my open tasks, and it will give you the summarized and most important task that is available in Salesforce for you. That's exactly what we are going to build in this video using a custom Salesforce MCP servers and an Apex action. So behind the scenes, whenever you are prompting something to ChatGPT, it does not have direct access to your Salesforce data. Instead, it invokes an MCP tool that you have exposed through Headless 360. That MCP tool calls an Apex action, retrieves all the required task information from Salesforce and sends it back to ChatGPT, which will then summarize and present it to you as a response. Now that we have understood the use case, let's see how we would traditionally integrate ChatGPT with Salesforce before Salesforce hosted MCP was available. User asks ChatGPT. ChatGPT understands the request, but it does not have native way to communicate with Salesforce. It sends data to a custom backend or middleware application that we build ourselves. Middleware will take care of authentication, business logic, deciding which APIs to call, querying Salesforce using Apex REST, GraphQL, or other Salesforce APIs, and then formatting the response into a JSON structure that ChatGPT will understand. Now compare this with Salesforce hosted MCP. User asks the same question, but instead routing the request through custom backend, ChatGPT communicates directly with Salesforce hosted MCP server. The MCP server exposes business capabilities as MCP tools. In our case, we'll expose an Apex action as an MCP tool. When ChatGPT invokes that tool, Salesforce executes the Apex action, returns a structured response, and ChatGPT converts it into a natural language answer. Did you notice what is missing here? No custom middleware, no authentication, no REST API implementation. We simply write an Apex action, register it in the API catalog, and Salesforce takes care of exposing it as an MCP tool. That's the biggest advantage of Salesforce hosted MCP. It lets us focus on solving business problems instead of building and maintaining integration infrastructure. So now let's move on to the demo and we'll see how we can create our custom MCP server and MCP tool in Salesforce. Okay, so here is the step-by-step document which I'm going to follow. You'll find the link of this document in the description as well, so you can go and check it out. First, you have to log in into your Salesforce Developer Edition org, and then you have to go to Setup and go to MCP Servers. Let me type in MCP Servers. Here it is. Click on that. So by default, Salesforce provides some of the standard MCP servers that you can use for your use case. But in this video, we are going to create our custom MCP server. So click on Add MCP Server. Click on Create New Salesforce MCP Server. You can give it any name. Let me give it this name for now. Okay. And this is the description. Get an overview of all open tasks in Salesforce and click on Create. Okay, once that is created, we'll come back into it a little late. Now we'll go to create an external client application, because whenever external client, in this case ChatGPT, needs to communicate with Salesforce, we need to create an external client app. So let me create it. You need to go to external client app manager, click on new external client app. Here give it a name, ChatGPT MCP client. I'm giving my email here. Now you need to enable the OAuth settings here. Click on API, expand it and click on enable OAuth. On the callback URL, we are getting it from the ChatGPT, but for now I have this, so I'll copy and paste. I'll also show you from where you can get this callback URL. For now, let's copy it and paste it here. And now on the OAuth scope, we need to select two scopes here. First one is the perform request at any time, and the next one is access Salesforce hosted MCP. Okay, so these two are selected. Scroll down here, you need to deselect all, and you need to only select two of the checkbox: require proof key for code exchange, this one, and issue JSON web tokens, and these two are checked by default. You cannot uncheck, so keep it that way. And let's go on and click on create. Once the external client application is created, you can check, you can go to setting, and you need to check this consumer key and secret. Click on that. It will open in a new window, and it will ask for a verification code which you'll get on your email. Paste it, click on verify. So we will be needing it when we are configuring the ChatGPT settings, but for now let me create the invocable Apex class. We'll go to Salesforce and go to developer console here. Okay, so let us create the simple Apex invocable class. Go to new Apex class. I'll name it as task overview action. Click on OK. So I have the code available with me, so I'm directly pasting it here, but I'll also paste it on the document so that you can check it out. So here click on save. So here it is an invocable action because it is annotated with invocable method, and here we are querying on all the tasks assigned to that user, and we are calculating some of the key metrics which is total open task, overdue task, and due date, and all those information we are calculating, and then we are giving all this structured response to an MCP tool, and that is presented by ChatGPT in a user-friendly summary. So click on save and close this developer console. Now we'll go to MCP server that we have created. Okay, so click on the one which we have created. It's the first one. It's not completely visible, but it is the one which we have created. Click on that, and now you need to click on add tools. So from here you can add the Apex action that you have created. So here you can also add some of the other things. Let me make it a big. You can add some other things like Apex action. You can connect with flow as an you can connect flow as an MCP tool, but in our case we are going with the Apex action. Click on get my task overview. This is the class that we have created. You can see the input schema and the output schema here as well. Click on add tool and click on save. So once the MCP server, custom MCP server is created, and you have also added the MCP tool here, which is the invocable class. Now you have to click on activate. For now, click on activate. It's not mentioned here, but you need to click on activate. And then now the MCP server, custom MCP server and MCP tool is created. Now we'll go to our favorite AI tool, which can be ChatGPT, Claude, or anything. In this case, we are seeing the demo in ChatGPT. So first, what settings you need to update on ChatGPT? You need to log in first for sure, and then go to settings. On the settings, you have to go to plugins and click on developer mode. Here you need to enable this developer mode. Why you need to enable it? Because if you directly go to plugin, let's close it. If you directly go to plugin, you don't see an add button here. That add button will be using to create a connector with Salesforce. So for that you need to go to setting, plugins, and enable. You need to enable the developer mode here. Click on enable and then close it. Now if you go to plugin, you can see this add button. So this would be we are adding our Salesforce connector here. Click on this. On the name you can give it like Salesforce connector. This is optional. On the connection, you need to give the MCP server link. Go back to Salesforce, scroll down to we are inside our custom server, MCP server. You can see one server URL, right? Copy that. You need to paste it here and click on advanced OAuth settings. Okay, now here you need to copy and paste the client ID and client secret. You need to copy the client ID and client secret. So we have already opened it. Let's copy and paste it here. Okay, and here you can see also the callback URL. You remember when we are creating the external client app in Salesforce, it asks for a callback URL, and this is the place from where we copy and paste this URL onto that place, right? And here if you scroll up also, this is the same URL which we have used while creating the external client app, right? Scroll down now. Okay, so the next step is to click on create. Scroll down here and click on this checkbox, click on create. So once you click on create, it will ask you to log in into Salesforce so that it will authenticate. So click on, since I'm already logged in, it is asking for allow access. Click on allow. It will take some time. Okay, so now it is connected. Close it out and go to new chat. Here we have created the Salesforce connector. Now once you want any response back from Salesforce, you need to click on this add button. You need to select the connector which you have created, which is Salesforce connector here, and now you can give your prompt. So in our case, let's give this prompt. So now it is communicating with the Salesforce. So now we can see the response. It communicates with the Salesforce hosted MCP servers and the MCP tools and give us the response. So what a response that we have total open task is 4, due today is 2, there is 1 overdue, 1 high priority, and it is summarized all the task details here and also given the recommended next step. So this is how ChatGPT get the JSON response from Salesforce, and based on the data, it summarized all the task details in a readable format. So here we have seen the basic use case on how to create the custom MCP server and MCP tool, how you can your favorite AI tool can communicate with Salesforce without the complexities of integration and all, like creating a custom backend process and all. It is super simple, and based on different use cases you can add little bit of complexities here as well, so that you get the most accurate result from the AI based on your business requirement. So if you enjoyed this demo, make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel, so it will motivate me to create future videos on some other Salesforce topics. Until next time, take care and bye.